Hey people, Intro here, 3v3 faction war. This is Angstrom Heights and Eldar versus Space Marines. For the blue Eldar team, Funnyman 2U is a warp spider Exarch, a teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat by default, great for capping and harassing, some powerful control. Got the Harley Quinn's elite scheme here alongside the Tenso rocking a Warlock, a melee spellcaster that leaps into combat, some powerful disruption and support, the same Han elite scheme. Rounding off the Eldar, Bebop with a Farseer support hero fighting in melee, some powerful buffs and control. We have the Oathway DLC scheme here. Space Marine fellas, Boogeyman is a force commander, very strong offense fighting in melee, can tank, disrupt and support, alongside ggdg zill as a Techmarine, starts off with a bolt gun, puts out some good damage, can support with structures and repair. Lamenter's scheme, and they're being harassed already by the Warlock. That Warlock's getting really low though. That Warlock might just get shot down here on retreats. Oh, and Boogeyman coming in and does finish off that Warlock. Rounding off the teams, it's Adila. Return to us as an Apothecary support hero fighting in melee combat by default. Begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. Funnyman has double Howling Banshees here, so he could see some group teleport shenanigans. Adila's going to need double shotgun scouts, I think, since getting Devastators is problematic when you've got a warp spider that can teleport. They're waiting for the shotguns to come in. Here they are. There's the blast. They should be able to get rid of these Banshees now, but there's more coming in. Apothecary retreats. Banshees, are they going to get away? Down to a single model. 11 hit points, but they do make it out. And now this is really bad. They're going to lose. Oh, they've lost 2 scouts. They're going to lose a Marine, I think, as well. Unless Funnyman really messes up. Yeah, they did lose a Marine. And now they're on the power, and they're going to decap the VP. It was a rough start. They could get assault squad, like double assault Marines with purification rights. That would be super fun to see. Techmarine run off the mid by Howling Banshees of Bebop. And we got Shurikens coming up for both the Tenso and Funnyman hitting the field there. Zill has some Devastators with a heavy bolter. And Adila does get more scouts. I think they bashed 2 gens and the node. I think it was full of gens there. I think. Warp Spider might actually get a full cap as well. Howling Banshees grabbing mid for Eldar. They're going to get a double early on. There it is. I hear Banshees yelling. I think it's these ladies down here. You can hear them yelling throughout the entire map. Farseer, no war gear yet. No war gear on anyone yet. Assault squad on the way for Boogeyman. That could lead to Gravity Blade Tier 2. They might get a full bash actually. Meanwhile, the Tenso doesn't have a great way to go against these Devastators other than flanking around, which isn't always easy to do. Techmarine has to run. Banshee's catching the Techmarine there, almost taking him out. Drawn into Boogeyman's trap though. Shotgun scouts were standing by. And there's a bunch of bolter fire too. Looks like the Devastators were forced off with a grenade. Meanwhile, Adila... Oh, customized Stormbolts is the first thing they get on the Apothecary. Okay. And these scouts get their sergeant, but I'm pretty sure they are going to get shotguns going. I expected purification rights and second shotguns up, but we got customized Stormbolter and a sergeant. Adila is very good with grenades. Assault squad jumping in. This is Zill's assault squad. And they're going to make a huge difference. Having 2 of these around is going to make a huge difference. Decent retreat grenade there from Boogeyman. Killed a couple of Banshees, I think. It's alright. Actually really close to wiping those Howling Banshees. Tactical Marines of Adila now on the power. But look at this power bash from Funnyman. How costly is it going to be though? I think they've got a couple of gens, but are these Banshees? They need to retreat these Banshees. There's a lot of stuff here. More grenades. Banshees. I don't think they're going to get away, you guys. Assault Squad jumping again. Banshee's wiped. We'll see if Funny Man... Oh, they did get group teleport already. We'll see if Funny Man replaces them. But there are other things you can do with group teleport. Bunch of fire dragons, maybe. Even Wraith Guard. Oh, Warlock is down here. Did the Warlock just get shot down that quickly? Wow. Looked away for a second. He's got a merciless Witchblade though. Decent grenade comes in. Assault Squad are forced to retreat, but they soaked up a lot of damage. And now these guys can tough it out and get a power bash. Banshee's yelling again. Must be Bebop. Where's the guide though? Guide must have been used already. This Assault Squad is very low. So are the Banshees. Banshees run. Assault Squad down to a single model, but they should be fine. Double Guardians against Tactical Marines and a Force Commander. Tax are in retreat. Farseer going mental. Oh, she has the Ghost Helm for Mind War shenanigans. Puts Guide on herself there now. Can they get a full bash? Only one gen down. Shuriken comes in. We may see a group teleport here to get around the Devastators and just in general set up a flank. Techmarine has to run. Yep, here's the group teleport. You see the Shuriken's already facing the direction it needs to be. So it can fire immediately. There we go. Awesome stuff. Tier 2 for Bebop. Grenade. They did chuck a grenade. The Shuriken moved though. There's an Eldar grenade setting up a little Banshee push. Nicely done by Funny Man. They may be able to get straight through onto the power now. I'd say it's more important to get that power down than trying to get the VP back. But it looks like the Shuriken's just going to go for that. Shurikens aren't very good at bashing power gens, but they're good at supporting your power bash. Here comes the Warlock. And I've selected the wrong hero. There he is. That merciless Witchblade. Good damage output. And it drains energy, so it's really good against Assault Marines because they need energy to jump. Drop pod came in and these guys just flee. I imagine these fellas are going to become Stone Guard in Tier 2 if they survive the Tier 2. Banshee's yelling again with their war shout, suppressing nearby enemies. Assault Squad jumping out there, which was a bit weird. I guess they weren't expecting the Banshees to retreat. Double cap, triple cap for the Eldar now. That's a pretty big deal. Look how blue the map is. But we've seen it time and time again, where Space Marines are under pressure in Tier 1. That's a couple of really good grenades. Are they going to survive? I think they're going to be alright. As I was saying, you see Space Marines put under pressure. Even if they're losing models, if you can't take squads off them, it's often the case that as soon as they hit Tier 2, some kind of Emperor's Will happens and they just start turning the corner, even if they don't get any more units in. It's like something happens where they start gaining ground and they start pushing, they start doing better in the fights. Maybe it's because a few squad leaders pop up and they make a big difference. Or just hero war gear, but it seems to happen before any more units come in. Are they going to get to this VP? I think they are. So you may see a triple for the Space Marines here. Eldar already all in Tier 2. I don't think... We could see a Falcon relatively quickly from the Tenso maybe, but I don't think we're going to see a Wraith Lord or anything super quick. No sign of the Master Crafted Bolt Gun either from Zill. They've spent their power on other things, such as shotguns for their scouts. Funny Man may be going for another group teleport here. Looks like they are setting it up. There we go. Where's it going to go, though? I imagine on these stairs or down here. Yep, there it is. Devastators are going to need to retreat. They should be okay, though. It's a good jump. Good jump from Zill there. Wow, Devastators were very nearly not okay. Grenade on attacks. A bunch of Banshee war shouts. There's a Shimmer Orb up from Funny Man. They also have Entangling Web. You see those Assault Squad feathers getting entangled there. and distortion field up from the Banshees. On the Banshees, I should say, from the Tenso. Still a bunch of Space Marine stuff here. Adila looking quite powerful actually with this infantry tier 1 army. They've got scouts with sergeants and shotguns. They've got tactical marines with a sergeant. All supported, of course, by an Apothecary has improved medical equipment, so we could see the armor of the Apothecary. And meanwhile, war shout from Bebop's Howling Banshees. Forces off a bunch of stuff. Oh, they got an Autarch as well. Sub-commander for Eldar provides a... I think it's only ranged damage resistance. Someone let me know in a previous video it's only range damage. Still pretty nice. Banshees still get torn up though. Oh, a Psychic Storm. Why was that so late? Maybe they didn't want to do friendly fire, or maybe it only just came online. They also have a Gravity Blade, which will be handy. And these tacks are low. They're going to stay in play though, it seems. Meanwhile, back towards the mid, Space Marines trying to stabilize this position, which they are of course generally very good at. Maybe we'll see a Whirlwind or something. Funny Man though has Fire Dragons. Another great tool to use with group teleport. They are most likely going to go double Fire Dragons now then. And the Tenso has the Dark Creepers with their Inferno PvP damage. Only 2 of them are firing though, doing good DPS versus heavy infantry such as Marines. Stern Guard here for Adila, as expected. These guys now down to just 2 models though have to run. Those fellas can change their ammo to combat all targets. They'll be using a lot of Hellfire rounds against the Eldar light infantry to do damage over time. Which is very painful. Shuriken, double Shuriken setting up to hold the mid there. Banshee need to run yet. That needed a quick retreat there with double shotgun scouts and an assault squad. Here comes another jump. Dark Creepers in position to do some DPS though. Warp Spider gives up the cap to help out. And they're using their pinning fire to suppress them. Double shotgun scouts now being sneaky for Adila. Where's that Autarch? She's alive. Has her Executioner Spear and her Force Shield on the way. She often dies really quick. Poor Autarch. She's got 750 hit points, which is pretty good. She just seems to take damage really quickly. Oh no, Banshees are going to wipe. Banshees indeed do wipe. And the levitation field did not affect those assault squad there. It might have been because they just jumped. And when they jump, I believe they get 4 seconds of knockback or controlled immunity kind of thing, which is handy. We do indeed see double Fire Dragons for Funny Man. Bebop had a rough fight there though, and Zill has Plasma Cannon on the way to the mid. Banshee's getting torn up again. I think they're going to wipe. Oh no, they're okay. I think they're going to be okay. There's nothing back there to shoot them. Warlock did a good job with that warp throw. 213 to 270. Get away from the victory point. Save the Shurikens. Here comes the group teleport. Oh, they're going for a power bash. I thought they were going to go after the plasma cannon there. This should be a very, very quick power bash. Fire Dragons are already great here, and now they've got Flamers in. Look at the damage to the Scouts. Scouts wiped so quick there. That is a rapid power bash. Banshees in retreat. Will they make it? They tried to put a Shimmer Orb up there to support their retreat, but wasn't quite in the right spot, and Banshees are wiped. They may just go triple Fire Dragons now, because they could do a lot of damage with that and group teleport. Whirlwind on the way for Adila. The Tenso tier 3, Bebop going tier 3. 2-1 for Eldar, but they have given up the VP lead. Still pretty close though. What is this? Shotgun Scout trying to bash the power node there. Assault Squad jumping into trouble. Big trouble. The Tenso still has their Howling Banshees alive. And those Fire Dragons will rip anything apart at close range. And we are seeing triple Fire Dragons for Funny Man. Plasma Cannon. Not the best shot. They did something. These Stern Guard are in a tricky spot, eh? They are going to be alright. Grenade is dodged by the Shuriken, webway being used here to good effect. That is the Tenso's webway, so it can actually do some healing. Grenades. Nasty grenades. Adila trying to tough it out. Did they get armor of the Apothecary? Oh, they went for armor of purity. Slightly underrated, I think, armor of purity. Being able to heal more often can make a huge difference. Plasma attacks here from Adila. I hear fire dragons, fire dragon things. Oh, they just took out Adila's scouts. And power bashing again. Yeah, that's painful. That is deadly. Meanwhile, Eldar power being bashed. We have a Thunderhammer Force Commander with powerful anti-infantry disruption. Just knocking that Seer Council guy down constantly. Seer Council seem to be dealt with. Stern Guard doing tons of DPS with their Hellfire rounds. And of course they've been all mucked around by the Thunderhammer disruption. Power is bashed and maybe decapped. But more power bashing here from those fire dragons. And this is only 2 of them. Where's the other one? Oh, they were decapping that. Now they're going to go for the VP. Tier 3 for Zill. Here comes a fire prism for the Tenso. I'm not sure if this Seer Council came from the... What are you doing, Farseer? She seems confused. I'm not sure if this Seer Council came from the global bar or if they were just produced from the HQ. Maybe from the global bar because they don't have much red left. Funny Man has tons of red. So you could see a bunch of crack shot stuff on the fire dragons. Or maybe on the allied Dark Reapers. Good little push from the Eldar. Fire dragons not knocked over because of their dragon scale armor. And they are tearing through those scouts just wiped there. Those are Boogeyman scouts. Fire dragons doing work. There's the fire prism. Fire support from long range with disruption on it as well if you're using the dispersed shot. They do have a focused shot as well. Melters on the way for the assault squads. Well, for Zill's assault squad anyway. Space Marines reeling a bit here. Eldar have had a couple of really good fights. Fire dragons making a big difference. And there's tier 3 for Funny Man. Does Boogeyman go tier 3 or do they try to recover a bit first? Adila also needs to make that decision. Warp throat. Good luck capping when there's a fire prism there too. Almost some friendly fire from the plasma cannon. Oh, we have a time field in from Bebop. Replacing their rune armor for armor of Assyrian. Decent grenade on those Seer Council. But they had them pushed back and they still have this capped here to the Eldar. Look. That's noded. This is noded with a webway up here now. Eldar starting to crowd out the map. Ripping out the core of the Space Marine army has really slowed them down. They can't really push like they'd like to. And they're constantly being harassed by this triple fire dragon shenanigans. And webways and group teleports. Apothecary getting focused down really hard. They had to heal themselves and run. Banshees soaking up some damage and they get away. Allows the fire dragons to do their thing. Warp throat. Able to really focus down enemy heroes effectively now. And you can't jump them that effectively. They can just casually walk away when the assault squad jumps in. It's tough. Ouch. Rear armor hit on the plasma cannon. Well, from the plasma cannon. And they really don't like that. So have an Eldritch Storm and die. Double cap for Eldar, 213 to 68. Can the Space Marines claw their way back? It's not looking good at the moment. There's a Librarian. Just didn't have a great answer for the Fire Dragons. I mean, what is the answer? When you have triple used this well with Group Teleport, level 7 Warp Spider. Assault Cannon Dreadnought gets messed up, I think. Can't jump them that great. I guess you just have to try and outshoot them with Marines. Buffed up Marines. I mean, the assault squad jumps still help, of course, because you can tie them up in melee. So maybe just double assault squad it and jump them in there. Level 4 Force Commander. Level 5 Apothecary. There's a jump. And there's a melter on the fire prison, but Howling Banshees are here to counter-initiate. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Well-timed fire prism. Reaper missile barrage, 213 to 29. We have some Terminators from Zill. Trying to use their big fat health pool to get this cap in the mid. I think they're going to do it. They aren't being knocked over by the fire prison. And they do have an Apothecary nearby to heal them. Apothecary's getting knocked over though. And there's Ethereal Slash from the Tenso. But here's the Fire Dragon move. From a group teleport. What are they shooting at? Oh, they're shooting at those Assault Marines who almost wiped. They seem to be held up there trying to get their Merciless Strike to fire. Fire Dragons did take a bunch of damage. Space Marines have the mid back. Seer Council on the way for the Tenso, Avatar of Cain on the way for Bebop, and Funny Man gets another Fire Prism up. Well, another Fire Prism for the Eldar, their first Fire Prism. Devastators for Adila now. Terminator taking huge amounts of damage, and they drop a model there. 181 to 29. What they really need is a Land Raider Redeemer about here. And then be very, very alive to any Eldritch Storms that come in. Then you could maybe set traps for the Fire Dragons, because you know they're going to go after the Land Raider. You could do the Frag Assault on the triple Fire Dragon's face. That will do a bunch of damage. Force Commander now with a Sacred Standard. They may just not want to get any vehicles now, though, because of the triple Fire Dragons. Level 3, level 3, level 1. Here's the Avatar, providing massive buffs. Someone put in the comments the buffs that this guy gives. It's nuts. It's 30% damage output, 30% damage resistance, and suppression immunity. It's kind of nuts. Alongside double Seer Council here, too. Doing some good plasma damage and las cannon stuff. Force Commander trying to get on those Seer Council to disrupt them. 143 to 29. Fire Prism doing his thing. Eldar are capping the mid. I expected the Warlock to go in there though. That's an Eldritch and a Time Field. And there's those Fire Dragons. And they are painful, as we've seen. Very painful. Can you outshoot them with Marines even? Oh, Orbital in the mid. There's another Eldritch back there. It's all kicking off. 141 to 21. If you had Tax and Stern Guard supported by Armor of the Apothecarian, maybe you could outshoot them. You've got to put your Stern Guard on Kraken Bolts, of course, because they're heavy infantry. Maybe give the other one Plasma Gun. Terminator's going to get destroyed. Eldar are going to take this game with a single cap. GG indeed. The Fire Dragons were insanely good. Lost their double Banshees, but they just kept on going. Came up with another plan. Level 8 Warp Spider Exarch. Hugely influential in this game. On the VP constantly, on this power constantly, getting loads of flanks with the group teleport. So hard to deal with. Warlock level 5. Level 4 Farseer had Runes of Reaping at the end. A level 5 Force Commander, Sacred Standard Thunderhammer. I think it was a pretty good loadout. The Techmarine, did they get any war gear? Not that I can see. And Adila's level 8 Apothecary. Did a lot of work with that Stormbolter, eh? There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Big thanks to these players for taking part in a faction war, and the Tenso for getting this game to me. I'll see you guys next time.